What's going on, everyone? Trav's Trav the Outdoors for another episode of Outdoor Conversations. So, y'all seen a lot of our camping videos we've done recently, and me talking about my camping setup here at the house. Well, I've had a few questions down in the comments on some of the past episodes of asking about like the cords I used and everything like that. So I kind of just want to do a video discussing all that, the gauge and stuff of the cords I use, what I bought, where I bought them, and everything like that. And of course, I'm going to provide all those down below as well. That way you can get to them and buy them for your camper if you'd like to. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this. So, my camper sets out right about over there, roughly 75 feet from the house, based on my cord. It's actually probably like 60, but the way the cord is running, it's kind of weird. You'll see I have the cord right over here. And excuse the mess out here, guys. But you see the cord is plugged in to house receptacle right there. You'll notice first thing that this cord is extremely thick, right? So whenever you're plugging in a camper, you really need to have a strong, thick cord. This cord that I'm using here, there's a picture of it right there in the top corner. This is a 10 gauge cord rated for 1,875 watts power. I bought this. It's 75 feet long because my camper has to sit quite far from the house. I don't have a dedicated 30 amp receptacle for my camper here. Not yet anyways. The plan is to eventually have one put in, but for now this is all I need here. So obviously we got to convert the 30 amp to 15 amp to be able to run off the house, right? So yeah, I got a 10 gauge heavy duty cord. That way it can handle a pretty heavy load. You'll see, we'll kind of walk out here. You see I have it run all the way out to the camper here. And of course, you know, campers are also, they have a 30 amp receptacle on the back side. So you're probably wondering, you know, how is this cord plugged in? Simple fact, here is the other part that I wanted to talk about. This is what's called a dog bone adapter. So it goes from my 30 amp here to the 15 amp here and plugs into my cord. This dog bone is also 10 gauge, so super heavy duty. It can handle pretty much whatever load you put on it. I have not had any issues whatsoever with this. So, I mean, you can see right there on the tag very closely. It's kind of hard to read. But yeah, 15 amp, 1,875 watts there. This is really, honestly, I won't say this is what you absolutely have to have for the camper. This is what I highly recommend personally, because a camper can pull a lot of power. You do not want to have an overheating cord that could cause a potential fire, especially when it's plugged into your house. Obviously that could become a huge problem. So, but the camper, so just to give you an example what I can run on this camper, I can run, so this has an electric fireplace in it. It's got a window AC unit, as you can see right up there. It can run that stuff just fine. So I can have the heater going, I can have the AC going, depending on if it's winter or summer. Obviously it's winter right now. I could have either one of those going. I've had my home office set up in here, so I have all my computers running in here. I had the heat going, I had AC going. I have had the fridge going, which is fine. I've had other things plugged into it. I've not had any issues whatsoever. I've tested the cord out when the furnace is running, or the heater is running, and the cord was never warm. So if that tells you enough, this cord and everything set up works really well, especially for a home setup when you got to plug it into the house. Of course, if you go out camping to like a campground or something, sometimes you might got to use a setup like this as well. So it'll work also for that. Do keep in mind though, obviously you can't run everything at the same time. So if you want to run the heat or the AC, and let's say you want to microwave something at the same time, I would suggest turning the heat off or the AC off first and then doing a microwave or whatever, because the biggest problem is the starting amps or the starting wattage. So just because this cord is rated for 1,875 watts, right? Well, a heater like the electric furnace doesn't run at that high, but it needs a strong starting watt. So it has, like, I think it's like 1,500 watts to start. So it's got to have, that cord's got to have enough power and sustainability to be able to handle that starting wattage. That's the biggest part of it. It's fine. Like, it's the same thing if you're like buying a generator or something. Your generator is rated for 3,500 watts, but it has a starting power of 4,000 watts because the appliances and everything you plug into it have a lot higher starting watt than what they actually need to run. I'm not sure. I'm not an electrician, so I don't know a whole lot about that. I just know that appliances have a starting watts that's higher than what their running watts are. So you got to be very conscious of the cord and everything that you're using, because you obviously do not want to have a fire. You don't want your cord melting or overheating, because obviously that's a big problem. So, so just keep that in mind. Something else that I also have set up on my camper here at home. Hopefully you can see it in the snow because the snow's kind of covering. You'll see that I got this. This is a Cat 6 Ethernet cable run from the house out here to the camper. Just because I do use this for a home office, so I gotta have internet out here. So if you're thinking of doing something like that, make sure you get a good Ethernet cable. This one is completely resistant to outside weather. It's Cat 6, so it's strong, can carry the internet I need out here. It doesn't have any kind of issue. I'm not gonna say any of these things are cheap. I mean, they're gonna cost a little bit of money, but I'm kind of the person where I'd rather be on the cautious side and have something that works rather than cheaping out and I potentially have a fire hazard or something like that. So I'd rather just go ahead and buy the stuff I need than, you know, not. So anyways, I just wanted to kind of do a quick video on that because I've had a few people ask down in the comments below. So that's what I use. Again, I'll include the links to all these cords and everything down in the description below. That way, if you'd like to get some, you can as well. They do make the cords in varying sizes, so instead of like 75, you can get 50. I think you can even get 100, I'm not sure. But you're stretching at that point, so you don't want it to be too long. So yeah, all that stuff will be down in the description below, guys. So, but that's gonna end it here. Hope you enjoyed this video and just a little bit of tidbits and advice from me. If you did, make sure to drop us a thumbs up. Drop some comments down below if you have it better setups than I have, because again, I'm a noob. I don't know anything about this. It's just based on research and stuff I do. So that's what I use. So leave some comments down below, and of course make sure you hit that subscribe button. That way you can stay up to date with all of our shenanigans and stuff like that. All right, till next time, guys, keep her.